Okay, I'm back, and now it's time we're going to finish up our scenario here. So we're going to load our scenario, and we're going to make a few changes, and then we're going to release it. So the first thing I remember is that I was running out of ammo quite fast with these SA-21 battalions. So if we go to our magazine, we see that we have this magazine, which holds 32 missiles. So we're going to add another SA-21 battalion magazine. And we're going to add another of the A model too. So the difference between the A and the B model is the fact that the A model has semi-active, I believe, and the B model is active radar homing. So 215 nautical mile range, active radar seeker, and then semi-active 135 nautical mile range, 80% chance to hit, 80% chance to hit. So basically one of them is designed to shoot targets at excessively long range, in which case the missile just needs to run out there and hit the target. It's going to have time to dive low, so semi-active probably won't cut it. Also, at that range, I would imagine ECM would be quite potent. There's no chance of it burning through. That's at least speculation on my part. So now that I added more missiles, there's another battalion here. Now, I did look up, at least the Wikipedia page says that a standard battalion is 8 launchers and 112 missiles. So since these are 12 launchers each, I'm just going to add more weapons in. Let's say 21. And the A model. And the B model. So these will no longer run out of ammunition. They will, however, need to reload. So there's still that. Alright, so the ships are in good positions, and I think they're fine. The Oscar really is not part of the fight, and you don't get any points for killing it. It's really just distraction. It's a loud sub. Once it fires these missiles, that's all it's really got. So I'm thinking that that's appropriate there. And now that we did establish that we want to use our submarines, we are going to make a change here. I'm going to make a new event. So with the US ship destroyed, we lose 1,000 points. We're going to make an event US sub destroyed. Going to create a trigger, US submarine destroyed. US submarine destroyed. Okay, and going to make that a negative 1,000 points loss in the event that you lose a submarine. There are 2 of them, so it's repeatable. So that is good, and we can save this now. Another few changes that I do want to make is giving the carrier more weapons. So I am going to give more standoff weapons, so harpoons, and I am also going to give more Mauled Jays. Mauled Jays will be imperative, and they are cheap, so I see no reason that any commander wouldn't be thrilled to use them. So I'm just going to, I'm not even giving it much thought to how many slammers I'm adding. I just don't want the player to run out over 3 days, so I'm just adding more. There's not much other rhyme or reason. This carrier group is made to hit hard for 3 days and then hopefully get resupplied, or it's screwed. Or by screwed, it could just run away in the Mediterranean, which should be Allied territory. So really the only threats to it are surface batteries. Anyway, so that is set up. So scoring. If I remember correctly, from scoring in the last one, actually I'm gonna look real quick because I don't remember what my score was. I should have remembered, but I did not. I remember I didn't lose anything though. So let's check score real quick. I think it was around the 2,000 range, but I'm just gonna make sure. Should have done that before. Anyway. Alright, so I'm gonna save that, and I'm going to load my save real quick since I just tried to get through the video and couldn't. Really smart of me there. Alright, so the score was 2490. I'm thinking if you get a score of 2000 would be considered a triumph. I haven't added more units into the enemy side, so we're going to go with 2000 as a triumph. That will allow you to have lost a few aircraft to still do what we did, or to destroy a few less targets. Alright. So edit scoring, I'm going to do 2000 as a triumph, and I'm going to do disaster. I don't think it'll be 0. Probably 200 will be a disaster. No, 500 will be a disaster. Okay, and now we're going to go with scenario times. And I have this written down. We are going to make the scenario 3 days long. It is going to start on July 3rd, 2019. And the time is fine. So complexity, I'm going to give it 3 stars for each. It's roughly average, I would say, difficulty and complexity. Although, yeah, I'll leave it at that. The player can change that if they so choose. Okay, just making sure here. I think I set that, yep. Not going to run out of ammo, not going to run out of ammo, good. Okay, so Now we need to add a title and description. I'm going to put in my description, copy and paste. Okay, I'm using OpenOffice, so one of the things I'm going to do is use Notepad instead. Just, I don't like the OpenOffice formatting crap. The only reason I don't use Microsoft Office on my gaming computer is because I've never really seen the need to do it when I am basically just going to format the computer all the time, so activations is silly and I just don't want to deal with them. So I've got my briefing here, side briefing. Copy that in. So I guess I could put it up for a second just so you could see what it is. So basically it's how do the F-35s do? Are they worth their money? Hence bang for your buck, the scenario name. And now if we go to the side briefing, so I made up a story in which the USS Ohio just unloaded a bunch of cruise missiles on Syrian targets, effectively crippling their entire air force. So as a result, our allies are saying war with Russia is imminent and we don't want to face retaliation from Russia, so hence why Cyprus is saying get out of our territory. Additionally, more Russian assets are in the area, so from what Russia currently has, which is about a squadron here, I added another squadron here, and two surface elements, which we already know about. So basically we're saying what their most probable course of action is. We're instructing the player, basically, defense of the carriers first. Once this is done, strike back at Russian naval targets. Once you've cleared, strike Latakia. The primary targets in Latakia are Russian SA-21 sites and the command bunker. All right. I did forget that part. So basically what the briefing says is use your fighter assets here to take out enemy missiles before they get close, and then rearm your aircraft accordingly after you have air superiority, and go forward and kick some butt, which is what we intend to do next. So I wrote off the Syrian Air Force since we already have about 60 or so jets. We have these guys, about 30 of them, and we have 24 here and another 24 attack or fighters here. So the Russians actually do outnumber us in terms of aircraft, but I don't think it'll matter. Even with the increased ammunition, I think the player should still win. Okay, so I don't think I'm forgetting anything, but we're just going to start left to right and make sure. Scenario description, good. Side briefing, good. Scoring starts at 0, good. So I'm leaving everything on. Illumination vectors. Selected unit, I'm going to set it to... Can't remember if these settings actually stay with the scenario or not. Targeting vectors, select none's fine, data blocks, data links, unit orders, good. There's nothing there for me. Have reference points set up there, missions set up, we already know that stuff works. So we are on the most current database version, but if we weren't, we're still not changing it because that'll delete the whole scenario unless we do an upgrade, but that's not necessary. So there's published scenario to Steam Workshop. We hit save here. We go to edit and publish scenario to Steam Workshop. We can do that. First, I want to rename it since it's Buck for Your Bang alternative. I'm just going to rename it Buck for Your Bang and replace that file. So now when I go to publish, that will be the name that shows up. Now we can use a screenshot, or we could just use this. I believe I have a file I wanted to use. That's one of the photos I took of the F-35 at New York Air Show. So we will select a preview image. Now this might be a little bit too big, I'm going to have to say. But I'm going to try using that. Actually, I'm going to select a different one. I cropped it to take out the gray sky. There we go. So now we're publishing a new item. Wait, I just realized something. I'm going to change really quick. Under scenario time, I said 2019. I meant to say 2021. Let me fix that. Yeah. So that assumes that the Syrian war is going to go on for 3 more years, which is entirely possible, sadly. Alright, so now we can publish it to Steam Workshop. After reading that there, it reminded me. Okay, so publish item, use screenshot, select preview image, there we go. Let's find that image again, JPEG, there it is. Publish new item. Scenario has been successfully uploaded to Steam. Great. Alright, that concludes this tutorial on how to publish a scenario. I hope that this encourages newer players that to be welcomed into Command and start making their own scenarios. Remember, there are a lot of things. I encourage everyone to be creative in making these scenarios. It's always fun, so of course remember that the primary goal of doing this is always to have fun, and not to take the game too seriously or literally. I mean, not everything can be modeled 100% correct, and sometimes you're just playing to have fun, so it doesn't necessarily mean you can't have units that are hypothetical, don't exist, or just take things from different time periods in order to make fun gameplay is entirely fine. And of course, don't think, oh, well, we beat Russia in command, therefore, of course, we beat them in real life just as easy, or we would lose just as hard. Of course, the game is a best effort to model things, but isn't 100%. And you can't model that which you don't know. We can only take our best guess. All right, well, anyway, I believe this will conclude the tutorial series. It has definitely been a pleasure, and I definitely am not finished with command. So if you like this video or you want to see more command content, like, comment, subscribe, and I will definitely be looking to continue to do command. I love this game. All right, have a good one for now, and I will see you next time.